40-15.
That rally very reminiscent of many we've had in the match so far. Low driving, very low trajectory, getting near the lines, but we've had a great deal of variety of play too, with drop shots and lobs and volleys. 40-15. That's a winner.
Game, Mrs. Evert Lloyd, 3 games all.
So from 1-3 in the second set, Mrs. Lloyd looking at one time rather slow about the court and losing her grip and concentration, has pulled herself together here with the break of serve to make it 2-3, and now winning her own serve to 15. So 3-all, second set, having won the first set 7-5.
Love 15. Love 30.
And the top spin off the backhand didn't carry that net ball over. I thought it was going to just roll over, but no.
Mm. 15-30.
That's only the second time in the match that the server has come in behind her serve. In the first set she got away with it. Mrs. Lloyd rather unexpectedly hitting what I thought was rather bad forehand return there, then.
Net. First service.
Very nearly a double
Second
fault.
Service.
This is Lloyd going to threaten the second serve. I think they'll ask for a let. No?
Let?
Yes, absolutely right. This is that the trophy that's gone down?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Well,
we replay the point.
Absolutely. It
First service.
Played right through. First service.
$15.40.
So at 3-all, this and 15-40, this needs some good serving and good play. Oh.
30-40.
So the lady in your picture well rewarded there for her industry and quickness about the court. Played with great resource, I thought, in that rally. put it out.
Deuce.
And I think that's rather unforgivable there. Mrs. Lloyd really must have seen that coming seconds before it was played. And certainly lost control of the cross-court pass.
Advantage, Mrs. Evert Lloyd. Game, Mrs. Evert Lloyd. Mrs. Evert Lloyd leads by 4 games to 3, second set, and by 1 set to love.
Interesting, I thought there, and just when Miss Maleeva was really timing the ball well, swinging well, moving freely, suddenly she plays one as badly as that overhit backhander.
Yes, but I think that the court takes a lot of spin, and I think that Chris is saving that very heavily sliced shot for the point that she really, really desperately needs. And Manuela sees it coming a little bit more now than she did earlier on in the match. But again, Chris gets the reward on the next one, because the next time she floats it or top spins it, and Manuela is forced to mistime it. Chris is certainly a shrewd campaigner. She seizes on every opportunity to make the most of her game. And I was a little surprised in that game that at 15-40 she didn't make the most of that opportunity. I thought that the smash was difficult, but I felt that she could have made it, and certainly the cross-court pass she could have made. I think the tension is very much there at the moment.
And I find interesting, of course, Anne is one lady in the evening of her career playing against a girl who is on the threshold of what is, I think, going to be a great one. And coming from a country where they've produced all the great players in America, and a country, Bulgaria, there where really they've hardly ever had a player of top class.
Love 15. Love 30. Ah. 15-30. First service. 30 all.
And once again, Mrs. Lloyd throwing in the middle of that rally, a very heavily sliced shot, but her opponent hitting the backhand rather well off it, but eventually losing the rally. The change of pace has been quite a disconcerting factor for the younger player. 30 all.
(30-40).
And Maleeva really stepping up the pace there, hitting the ball nearer the top of the bounce. A lot of weight of shot there. Break point.
Deuce.
4-3 deuce, second set. And that's a great lob volley. That's a beautiful shot. Well, just have a look at this. There's the drop shot. The opponent is brought in. She doesn't do enough with it, and up comes the lob volley, one of the most difficult shots in the game, and not an inch wasted there by Mrs. Lloyd, just out of reach of the opponent. One of the best shots of the match that we've seen, I think. Advantage server. That's a gem.
Yes.
Interesting play there by Maleeva, running out, looking as though she wasn't really going to reach the ball, and suddenly produces a very unexpected angle like that. Deuce.
Advantage, Mrs. Evert Lloyd.
And for the third time in this match, Mrs. Evert Lloyd has shown that when the ball is shoulder high, a high bounce like that, she's got really a rather, not a new shot, but one she rarely uses, a lovely drive off the shoulder high ball, that.
Net. First service. Net. Second service.
Just done.
Game, Mrs. Evert Lloyd. New balls, please.
So Mrs. Lloyd leading
Mrs. Evert Lloyd leads by 5 games to 3.
in the second set, having won 4 games in a row, 2 breaks of service, to come from 1-3 behind. And one feels she's having to struggle a bit with her own game. She's making 1 or 2 errors that are not normal with her, and she's really had to use the champion's experience and will to hold on to this game, I think. and her younger opponent has made one or two inexperienced errors that have been very helpful for Mrs. Lloyd. So Miss Maleeva serving now at 3-5 to stay in this final.
Fifteen love. Fifteen all. $15.30.
That's her fourth double fault. That's a glorious drive volley.
$15.40.
So, 2 match points.
Game, set and match.
Well done, Lloyd.
Mrs. Lloyd wins by 2 sets to love, 7-5, 6-3.
In an hour and 37 minutes, and so for the third time, Mrs. Lloyd wins this tournament at Brighton, where she has been twice the runner-up and has played here 6 times out of the 8 that it's been held. And it really was a bit of a struggle, I felt, Anne, for Mrs. Lloyd, particularly in the middle of the second set.
Yes, I feel that at 1-3 down, Manuela missed an opportunity of continuing to attack with her drop shots, but was unable to capitalise on that, and also the earlier driving volleys that she was doing, taking the ball earlier, pressing Chrissy. She just was unable, through lack of experience, to capitalise on it.
And she really is an amazing lady, Chris Evert Lloyd. That's her 9th title of the year. So the championship at Brighton, the Pretty Polly Classic, decided. Let's go back to a battle which still continues at the Hexagon at Reading between the world champion Dennis Taylor and, of course, Steve Davis. Let's rejoin David Vine.
Thank you, Barry. Always knew you were...
2 sets to love, 7-5, 6-3.
So we say farewell to the ladies of Brighton for another year and look forward to the men coming to Wembley in 3 weeks' time. Among them, Boris Becker, back in England for the first time since winning the Wimbledon title. But it's another Wimbledon champion who won out for the 3rd time here at Brighton. Good night.
Derry Wogan will be holding court tomorrow night at 7 on BBC One. Then detectives Starsky and Hutch get to grips with a counterfeit racket at